Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back to my channel. I am thrilled to be here with you for another week. This video is going to be like a follow-up video to my previous upload, which was the 30-day level up plan that I shared. And I wanted to provide some more context for you and give you 3 of my real time-saving tips and habits that I think bring more daily elegance and ultimately progress towards your goals. So I really hope that these help you out as you are prepping for maybe a new month or a new goal that you're getting ready to get started on. If you're new here, my name is Leisha and I've been documenting my personal level up journey here on YouTube since 2020. I have been sharing my personal transformation and now I am pursuing a life of motherhood with elegance and leveling up with my husband. So I share a variety of video topics with you each week, all around the concept of just self-mastery and bringing elegance and femininity into that in order to achieve it. So if you are on that journey, if that path sounds inspiring to you, I would love to have you subscribe and join me. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this really quick because if you have not been able to tell, I have a little sickness going on, and so I'm so sorry about my voice, but I did want to make sure that I shared this info for those of you who grabbed the 30-day level up plan for the Notion template especially, and then that printable calendar is there. I'll make sure I link those as well in the description of this video so you can make sure you snag them. The first thing is get organized across your daily spaces. I talked about this in the plan, but I wanted to give more context around it because I myself for so long was tempted to just look past this, and in the past I have been very neat and tidy. I do not like to let things get out of control in my environment, but when I became a mother I found this one of those things that my standard was lowered a little bit. And I wanted to get this back because I realized after that first year especially, when I came back and I started to really understand that and see that I was not accomplishing things like in the same amount of time that I used to, I realized, okay, I need to get reorganized now for this new life that I have as a mother and in this new season. And I think every season of life we should do this. Now is something I've realized. We should reorganize because things in your environment or your working environment, they are going to suit you differently. And so it's important. Don't skip over this. I think that it will take you time to do this up front if you're really wanting to get ahead on a goal or you've just got a very rich schedule, as I like to reframe that. You're going to want to avoid this so badly, but it'll take you time up front. It might take you some financial investment up front to get your tools and gear for being organized in place. Like I purchased some little bins and some trays and things like that for all of my drawers and cabinets and things so that I could organize and find things better. It's going to go a long way in helping you to be more efficient or ultimately saving you time and going to help you have a clearer mind. If you ever just sort of wake up in the morning and you don't feel excited to go to your makeup counter, you don't feel excited to go in your closet, think about asking yourself, is this organized? Is the chaos in here sort of what's making me dread this? And even if you don't love your space, having an organized and clean space really does go a long way. I want to speak to the mothers of toddlers and young children right now because I think that I can definitely understand why it would be frustrating for you to put effort into organizing and cleaning when it just gets messed up immediately. I really value teaching my daughter the concept of caring for her space. In our home, we have embraced a lot of the Montessori principles, and we don't do everything, but I can tell how it has already, at such a young age, inspired my daughter to care for her space and care for herself. And I just want to encourage you with that. So from about the time that she could walk and she was pulling things out of drawers and stuff, we started to teach her the concept of you put things back once you're done with it. And now at 19 months, which is only a few months past that point, I'm pretty much every day able to tell her, you need to go put that back now, and she will do it. You know, there's some days that are more difficult than others, but she will pretty much do that. So think about that a little bit and implement it. Just give it a try if it's something that that you are in that stage of life with. Additionally, a habit that I wanted to share we've implemented is the donate box strategy for clutter. So as I walk around the home and I am organizing things or just seeing things here and there, if we don't use it and I find that it's really not even adding to my goals or like the lifestyle that I want to move towards, I pick that up and I put it into my donate box. Actually, mine is a bag, but you can use a box basket or anything by your garage door or just somewhere where you can collect things over the month. And at the end of the month, if I haven't gone back to that bag and had to get it back out, I go and donate that. So that really helps a lot. The next thing that you want to do once you've gotten organized is create systems around that organization. So for instance, I had really struggled with groceries and grocery pickup and meal planning, and adding my daughter to that as she was starting to eat more regular meals. And it was like I would have my day on Sunday to go and go around the house, plan everything that I needed to add to the list, think about my meals, get ready for the week. But I would always forget something. There was just something that I would miss, and we would have multiple trips to the store back and forth. Not anymore, although we're still working on it. But now, as soon as I notice that I run out of something, I put it in my Notion list, my meal plan or my grocery list in Notion, and it is there, and my phone is what I take to the store with me, so I am much less likely to have to go back and get something that way. It's amazing. It has changed my life. Secondly, I want to talk about time blocking with you, because this is really something that I've always sort of used it, but I realized that in seasons of life where you have an unpredictable schedule, or again, you're very richly scheduled, there's a couple of ways that you want to think about this, and I wanted to give some context around it for those of you who are pursuing a focused goal. You may not be able to get onto a fixed schedule and use time blocking in that way. Now, we have been able to, although I've had to change my thought process, my husband's had to change some of his habits and the way he spends his time, but we now have set times where I can have about 3 hours every morning, and my daughter is at kids club. My husband's able to go work on stuff that he needs to work on, and I can have that focused time. But before that, I really struggled because in general, I can be very ambitious, and I can either underestimate how long it will take me to do a task, or I overestimate how long. I like to be on the end of overestimating. In fact, when I was a project manager, if someone came to me with an implementation timeline and said, this is how long they thought it would take, I would tell them, we're going to double that, because a lot of us are in general more on the side of underestimating how long it takes to do something. So if that's you, and if you're easily distractible like I am, here's a huge tip that has saved me. When you go to set up a schedule and time frame for when you do something, go ahead and just say, this is my time that I'm going to spend on this task. Okay, start on it and see how far you get. Then you just record that down. You record how long it took you. If you didn't finish, go back and add that time in. Let's say you are writing an email, something simple. Let's say you're writing an email and you're telling yourself, okay, it only takes me 10 minutes to write an email. However, you find repeatedly that when you block out 10 minutes for emails, you are not getting through that email at all. And that leads to frustration, right? So if that is you, I want you to think about just recording that time and then doing what's called reverse time blocking. So for me, I record the time that it took me to do a task, and I will then log that on that day. So it's like, this is what I did during this time on this day. And then you can go back over time and refer to that and start to get into that future planning mode of time blocking, where when you have an email you need to write, you can say, okay, it actually takes me 20 minutes to write this email, and then you block out the 20 minutes, you get it done, and you're not frustrated anymore. And so then you can move on to the next thing that you need to work on, putting on a timeline accurately. And these are the kinds of things that you will discover, I think, on that 30-day level up plan. and you will be able to iterate on as time goes on. Okay, so that has been so encouraging for me. I hope that that tip really helps you. Finally, I'm going to wrap things up here with the third elegant habit or tip, and that is focusing on mastery of self. All elegant and wealthy women have this habit and quality to a certain extent. I notice a lot of women at the country club where I'm a member going into these fitness classes that I go to, and just the way they train in the gym. They're training for triathlons. They are fit at like 70 years old, and I'm so inspired by that. But I see them showing up every single week, that I'm there at least, right? So I think that that requires a certain level of self-mastery, and they're working towards achieving the goal of not just maintaining their health, but some of them are in races and they are competing in events, competing in tennis matches, all of that. So I think that other areas of leveling up do require this, of course, even caring for your skin, making sure that you think through how you present yourself on a daily basis, or even just how you take care of your home, right? There are so many little disciplines that we must integrate, and it requires mastering yourself. And really what that comes down to is mastering your thought process and removing and reframing those thoughts that are holding you back. So trade in these thoughts of things like, I'm just too tired today, which, oh my goodness, I have that a lot, even on days where I truly could find the energy. I've been working on that so much. It's almost like a habit. It's almost like a thought habit that I just think, typically in the afternoon, okay, I'm too tired to get to that during nap time today, so let me just go ahead and lay down again, And there are times when that truly is needed and important to stop, that I am a big encourager of resting when you need a break, not quitting. But sometimes it's just a thought process that needs to be reframed in order for you to find that energy. So I do things like going for a walk. I do things like making an adrenal cocktail, if you've heard of that, instead of having an afternoon cup of coffee, especially now that I'm expecting again. So these are really important things to think about when it comes to self-mastery, mastery of self, and will be something to work on as you go through focusing on any goal or just getting down to a better management of your time. Now I wanted to share with you my goal, I think, for the month of August, really quickly before we wrap up. That is going to be to upload 2 longer videos twice a week. And I'm going to be still working on uploading shorts almost every day. I think I'm going to go down to 6 days a week on those because I've learned some things. So that will be very exciting. One thing that I want to do during this time that I am especially expecting again, I wanted to create more for, just maternity and motherhood with elegance. But I still want to share my personal journey outside of that as well, my level up journey just as a woman, as I'm seeking out, more femininity, more of embracing elegance in general, aside from being a mother. So I am going to be uploading twice a week. I'm still trying to think about the days, but I think I'm going to do probably Sunday or Monday, and then one later in the week, maybe Wednesday or Friday. So be on the lookout for that coming up in August. And I'm going to document more of how that process goes for me, because I'm going to be using that 30-day level up plan. So can't wait. I'm really excited about it. I'm really inspired to share more and go through just this season of life with you all. So thank you so much for tuning in and being a part of this journey with me. I'm wishing you well this week. I will see you in the next video. Bye.